Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen Fit. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Today I'm going to be covering what to look for when you're selecting a Master of Social Work program for any of you who are interested in the field. So I'm just going to be giving some tips just to give an overview of, certain things to consider when you're selecting an MSW program. So 3 tips I'm going to be reviewing is reputation, cost, as well as concentrations in an MSW program. So as far as school reputation, one important thing to consider is how well known is the particular MSW program, how connected are they in the community, because this can affect graduates when they're finishing their program, how quickly they're able to get a job in the field. Some programs are more well connected than others, and so that's something to consider when you're selecting a particular school for an MSW program. Number 2 is cost. Of course, many of us maybe are not trust fund babies, so the expenses that come along with graduate school are important. And so in considering that, you want to look for programs that are maybe not as costly as others. Also, you may want to consider, are certain programs, do they offer more scholarship opportunities? These are things to factor in when you're selecting a program. Also, too, you may want to consider online programs versus on-campus programs, looking at the, different costs between the two. Maybe you're saving money not having to drive on campus with an online distance program. So that's another factor to consider when you're looking at the cost. Tip number 3 is concentrations. And I have stars with this one because I think this particular subject is very important when you're looking at MSW programs, especially because concentrations really help you focus on what track you're looking to be on, because with an MSW it's very broad. You can go into policy, you can go into child welfare, you can select the clinical path where you're basically a clinical social worker, aka psychotherapist. And so you want to look for MSW programs that have your specialization that you're interested in pursuing. Like, let's say, for example, if you are really interested in becoming a licensed clinical social worker, basically a therapist, you want to look for MSW programs that have concentrations in maybe mental health, behavioral health. Sometimes it's referred to as integrated healthcare services. So when you're reviewing MSW programs, I highly recommend going online, checking out what kind of concentrations they offer, seeing if their concentrations specify what particular fields people pursue with that particular concentration, because this can definitely impact your career path. Let's say if you are looking to be a therapist, it's best that you go the clinical concentration, versus if you're looking to be a child welfare social worker, maybe you'll consider a concentration in child welfare services. One thing I would recommend, even if, let's say, initially you're interested in child welfare, but you're also open to, being a therapist down the road, I would suggest considering doing the clinical concentration in graduate school, because just from what I've seen in the field, it's easier to transition from being, let's say, a clinical therapist to a child welfare worker versus trying to transition from a child welfare worker to a therapist, especially if that was not your concentration in school. That's just my personal opinion, but you're free to do as you choose. It's just I'm giving some recommendations based on my experience and what I've seen in the field. One other suggestion I would recommend is contacting colleges, speaking with faculty, getting a feel for their program, their concentrations, and gaining further information about their concentrations by actually speaking with the staff. It will help you. So I hope you found this video beneficial, and if you'd like to see more videos such as these, please like and subscribe, and feel free to message me. Take care.